Hi there, my name's Luke, welcome back to Photographic, and today we're checking out some filters by STC. Let's get into it. So starting things off, we're going to check out the Sapphire UV filter from STC. Now what makes this different from any other UV filter is that they use sapphire crystal, which is very different. In fact, its structure by nature made the filter as strong as chemical strengthened glass. So what that basically means for you and your very precious lens is that you've got something that will look after that lens, it can take any impacts, and it avoids any scratches being caused to your front element. Now, what's very interesting as well is the actual design of it. So it's really slim, it's only 50mm by the frame design, so if you're using wide angle lenses, it avoids any vignetting. It's also super thin as well, so it doesn't make your lens protrude out any more than it actually does. It's also got this anti-smudge coating, which is on both sides, and it also works as an anti-static. So the filter itself can be water resistant, dust and dirt resistant, and it's super easy to clean. We found all you needed was one wipe and it got rid of all the dust that was sitting on front of it. So now moving on to the Variable ND. Now this is more for the filmmakers out there, but the photographers will be getting involved in this one as well. So with the Variable ND, it's accurate to 10 different graduations. It's super slim as well, coming in at 9mm, so that's very nice and very easy to use. What we did like about it is on the side there's a little indicator telling you how powerful the graduation actually is, which is super helpful when you're going outside and you want to know if you can change your exposure or if you can go on for a bit longer. So the actual filter itself is measured by a professional light meter, so this will provide you with the most precise and accurate point of the ND. So sometimes you get NDs that state that they're variable, but when you dial it all the way up, you're not exactly getting, say, a 60 or an 8 ND equivalent. Sometimes it could be a 6.5 or a 7.5, and it can be very difficult, especially when you're working with a calculator to try and work out your exposure, because it's very hard to tell when you dial it all the way up to the top what your exposure actually will be. And if you're busy shooting, the last thing you want to do is having to reshoot in a very tight situation. We haven't seen any issues with vignetting. It's been very easy to use. Even when using a wide angle lens, we didn't see any vignetting around the edges. So also the indicators on the side were very helpful, as they enabled us to work out what exposure we should be using. And when we have been out and doing some photography, it's been very easy to use, just dialing it to the appropriate setting that we want and then just going ahead and doing the shoot. It's made life very easy for us, and definitely a filter we would recommend, even if you're not into filmmaking, which is where you will see its big use, but also if you're a photographer and you do a range of different types of landscape photography, or any other type of photography for that matter. It's definitely worth having a look at. Now moving on, we're now on to clipping filters. Now you may not have heard of these, so we'll try and break it down for you. So STC make the world's largest range of clipping filters that you can get. So if you have a Canon body, Nikon body, Sony, Fuji or Pentax, chances are they have a clipping filter for your model of camera. Now what's really neat about these filters is that they go inside the camera body. So between the lens and the camera, you would put that filter in there, so you can change lenses, so you can go from a wide angle to a telescopic, and you don't have to change the filter, and you don't have to buy filter adapters for when you've got a different diameter screw on the front of each lens. So super helpful, super easy to use, and you can get them in a variety of different types. You can get different values of ND, so you can get a 2ND, 4ND or a 64ND, totally your choice. It also works for astrophotography as well. They're also astro filters. Again, they're clipping, so they'll go straight in there, and it's an absolute breeze to use. Now, if you are worried about using it, don't be too alarmed. It's very easy to install, very easy to take out as well. It uses A2 stainless steel, which is virtually non-magnetic and less brittle at low temperatures. So basically that means it won't crack or break inside your camera body, which is the last thing that you want. And also has high quality double-sided nano anti-smudge coating, built for excellent performance and also waterproof and greaseproof. So your hands will be touching the filter every now and then, although it's best not to try and do that, but if you do, be rest assured that it's very easy to clean. So that's our overview and walkthrough of the STC filters. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and as always, my name's Luke, this is Photographic, and we'll see you next time.